the foundation is so shaky. And that's why you've heard people often say it's a mile wide and an inch deep. My name is Aila Tasse. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I am the founder and the executive director of Lifeway Missions, where we train disciple makers, pastors, and leaders for the ministry, and not only from Kenya but across East and part of Southern African countries. It actually started as a vision of God calling us to plant churches in the desert of northern Kenya. How can a cabbage grow in a desert? Because the deserts of northern Kenya doesn't produce anything, not even grass. It's dead land. But God led me to Isaiah 43 verse 18 and spoke to me through that scripture that day while I was praying and fasting. And he told me, forget the former things. Behold, I will do new things. I will cause the rivers and streams to flow in the desert, and that will cause the cabbage to grow. So God is saying, cabbage is the people. The river flowing in the desert is my word. When my word gets to the desert and flows, the people group will hear, and so cabbages will grow. When I left that place, to me it was the same experience like Moses had on Mount Horeb, the burning bush. The second time I went back, I literally saw cabbage with the leaves growing in the desert. That's why today the logo of Lifeway Mission is a cabbage. And so I didn't believe, because cabbage can't grow. We don't have streams, we don't have rivers, we don't have horses. But God opened my eyes. Kenya, we have 26 unreached people groups. 14 of them live in that desert. And there's no mission. There is no church. These people, we call them unreached because 0.2% of the total population of people have heard about Jesus. And so I felt God was calling me through this vision to start something new. And today, after 20 years, we don't have any unengaged people groups in this desert. Now there are churches, and some of them are in 4th and 5th generation of disciples. And those churches are being led by people from these tribes. And so God fulfilled what He promised through the vision and dreams. Now we are not only doing in Kenya, God moved us into other countries. And now we are working in almost 13 countries. This is an unusual story, and it's one of the 1,000 stories of what God is doing among our communities in East Africa. This brother doesn't know much, but he's passionate about God. He wanted to learn things about God. As he was going through the training, he started learning about how Jesus led, and he started training other 15 people. But these people started not only learning what Peter was saying, but they saw his life. Nomadic communities, two communities live side by side. And so they always steal animals from each other. They fight over grazing land. They fight over watering points. Even at times the government tries to send in police or military guys. But this brother started learning, and he took this training back into his community and started bringing leaders of these communities together. As they kept on learning, they started building relationship, and that relationship was trusted. The relationship is based on Christ. This is transformation of communities from tribes or communities that have a constant fight into communities that live in peaceful, reconciliated communities because of learning from leaders who live like Jesus. So Lifeway Mission involves in a process probably called disciple-making movement. Why? Because when people are discipled based on the discovery of the scriptures, discovery Bible studies is to help people follow Jesus based on the scriptures. This is a way of strengthening the local church by looking at the scriptures and doing things as it is in the Bible, by not picking verses here and there to justify the preachings. In Lifeway Mission, training we do is the mentoring training. It's really vital because it talks so much not only about skills only, it talks about commitment of integrity with the commitment of humility, looking at Jesus as the great leader and learning from him his principles, his ideas, and its process of even developing leaders. And so by that, mentally has helped us to not only focus on the gifts on the outside leader, but start developing leaders from inside, so that what they live outside is what they are inside. And also looking at Jesus' film is all about the life of Jesus from the Gospel of Luke. And so you combine with that so that they go through this process of learning and living and sharing their life with others. The greatest challenge that we have generally in the continent of Africa is the center of the Christianity has changed from the global north to global south. The majority of the Christian world is no longer in North America. It's not in Europe. It's in Africa and South America and somewhere in Asia. It's a big shift. There are churches planted every day, everywhere in Africa. But the challenge is there must be an equal leadership development. The foundation is so shaky. And that's why you've heard people often say it's a mile wide and an inch deep. We don't have enough leaders who are well trained to lead this new movement of Christianity that God is causing. Persecution is real in our context. And so we are preparing the church. Because for you to have a healthy church, a healthy Christian, then you need to have a healthy leaders. That's why we are involved in developing leaders like Jesus.